and welcome to Dominating Dominion. I'm Zach.
And I'm Ben.
And what do we do on the show?
We play a game of Dominion. Ever heard of that game, guys?
Specifically, hold on, we gotta get the box lid. Oh, you guys have been waiting for this for a while. At least, maybe. I mean, they have been waiting for episodes for a while, so. Boom! Dominion Adventures!
I now will have a box as my head.
So yeah, you guys saw the box opening for this, hopefully, and so that should be up. We've played a few games with. We still haven't played all the cards in the box.
No.
There's 6 we haven't played with. We'll get to play with them eventually. But we played a few games, so we felt it was we could play a set of cards, especially one that we've already played a few times.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about with you guys, so you guys see some of the cards and us play game. Plus, we just really wanted to play Adventures and talk about it. So
alas, it's not online yet.
Yeah, so it's not on GoCo, like where we've usually recorded. So we're going back to the old-fashioned way of doing things. We're going to play with the live cards. So you won't get to see the cards as well, but we do try to tell you what each card says as we play it and stuff like that. And I don't know, is there anything else I should know before we start?
Enjoy.
There you go.
Woo.
Alright, so our first set of adventures, we will have a rat catcher, an amulet, a dungeon, a ranger, a port, duplicate, distant lands, giant, treasure trove, and hireling.
And our event.
Oh yeah,
will
we should
be
explain that.
Scouting party.
So the way these events work during the game, let me zoom it in on there for you guys. So at any time during the game, we can spend 2 to buy this event.
During your buy phase.
Yep. So, and what this event will allow us to do is when you spend 2, you get another buy. So it's nice if you don't have any buys, you can use this to also buy another card with it. So afterwards, after you get your buy, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, discard 3 of them, and put the rest back in any order. So that's pretty good for just 2. And you still get to buy your other card. Alright, here's what we'll do. Boot, I go first. Boot! Awesome. Alright, let's see. We have played with this set before once, just so you guys know.
So
it was our first time actually playing this game.
We should explain all this stuff too. These
oh, right, yeah.
are our tavern mats. Mine will be the green one, Zach's will be the blue one.
Yes.
And this boot is our
journey token?
Journey tokens. Yeah,
which will be used by Ranger and Giant. You'll see how that works as we get to it. But basically, those cards, when we play it, flips it. And when it flips over to the boot side, a better effect happens.
Any card that you see is this grayish color, gray tan.
Yeah, it's like a
they go on.
like a tan.
They're the ones that go on the tavern mat.
Yeah, tavern mat, which is known as your reserve. And then you can call those cards back to have an effect, and they go back to your discard once you do that.
All,
and of course, yeah, more
durations. Ranger, Giant, Standard, Port. Oh yeah, we should probably remove the 4 of those.
3, 4. Do we remove the curses?
Yes.
Are they 10? Cool.
Yep. And so.
Is that all?
That's it. Until we start.
Yeah,
buying.
we'll explain the cards as we play them, especially because they are new. Alright, so I've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I shall buy a Ranger.
I've got 4. I'll take a port. And what happens is when you buy a port, you gain another port.
So basically you're getting 2.
So that's nifty. It's
there are more ports than usual?
Yeah, there's, I think, it's either 14 or 16.
Okay.
And the port is the exact same thing as a village. It costs 1 more, but you get 2 of them when you buy it. So that's kind of nice.
With 3, I shall take an amulet.
I will agree with the amulet purchase.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. The shuffle, shuffle, shuffles. The shuffles, the shuffles. I don't know. Alright, here we go. I've got 5 cards coming up. I will play my Ranger, which when I play a Ranger, it gives me a buy. And then it says, turn your journey token over. It starts face up. Flip. If it's face up, plus 5 cards. Well, it's not face up yet, so I don't get 5 cards. But the next time I play it, I'll get 5 cards. Then I've got 2 to buy, and I have 2 buys. So I could purchase a scouting party for this round to see what's coming up, but I will not. I'm going to go with a rat catcher.
I have 4. I'll take a ranger.
We have made the joke already that we should play rat catcher and rats and just see how that goes. Which, surprisingly, they're a very similar card in a way.
Yeah.
They just don't get more. Alright, I've got 4 here. I'm going to purchase a duplicate.
I will play a port, which, as I said earlier, gives you 1 card and 2 actions. Then I will play an amulet. What an amulet does is now and at the start of your next turn, choose one of the following. Gain 1 coin, or trash a card from your hand, or gain a silver. I will choose to trash an estate from my hand, and I have 3. I will take a dungeon, and an amulet stays out.
Okay, I will play a rat catcher. I get a card in action, and that goes onto my tavern mat. Now, at the start of my turn, I can call this card, and I can then trash a card from my hand. Then next, I will play a ranger for 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and I gotta flip that over now. So then, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With my 7, I will purchase a treasure trove for 5 and another rat catcher for 2.
I'll play a port. Oh, I have to choose this first. I'll choose the trash and estate from my hand. Then I'll play my port, and then I'll play another port. And I have 4. Take a port. Which I gain another port.
I think I forgot to leave my amulet out once, so oops. Definitely gotta remember that in the future. Oh wait, no, I haven't played my
You
amulet
have
yet.
not played your amulet.
Okay. Oh, it was in my hand, that's why. I always forget my durations, so I always get worried. Alright, here we go. I can now call my rat catcher, since it's the start of my turn, and I'll use it to trash my estate. And then I shall play a duplicate. And I get to put this on my tavern mat. Now, the way this comes off is when you gain a card costing up to 6, you may call this card to gain a copy of that card. Then I shall play 2 coppers to get another rat catcher.
I'll play a dungeon. What that does is it gives me 1 more action. Nifty. And then its duration effect is now, and at the start of your next turn, draw 2 cards, and then discard 2 cards. So I have to draw 1 more, and I have to discard 2, which will be an estate and a copper. And I'll play a port and a ranger to flip that. I don't get to draw 5, but I have 3, and I'll take a rat catcher.
Whoa, he's catching some rats! Alright, I will play an amulet. So now at the start of my next turn, I get to choose one of the following, as Ben did before. I'm going to choose to trash a card this turn. So I'll trash my estate. Then I've got 3. I shall take a silver.
Alright, my dungeon effect is draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. Well, I'll discard 2 lovely coppers, and then I'll play a port. And with my port, I'll play another port. And then another port. And then amulet to trash a copper from my hand, and I have 3. Take another, I will take an amulet.
Alright, I have
To do
to
your
trash
amulet.
my amulet thing, so I'll trash my estate for it. Then I'll play a rat catcher. Gotta call my card first. Or draw my card. So bang, and then the rat catcher goes on my tavern mat. And I still have another action, so I'll play my ranger to get a buy, and I flip this. Don't get my 5 cards yet. And then I've got 2, 3, 4. Now, for treasure trove, it's worth 2, and when you play this, gain a gold and a copper. So I get a gold and a copper. Now, I will play call forth my duplicate, or duplicate, and I'm going to get another gold because I gained that on my turn. So I gained 2. Then, with my 4 here that I could purchase, I shall purchase 2. There's a lot I could do here. Tough pick. I'm going to go just a silver.
Alright, I will trash an estate with my amulet, and then I'll play a port, and then a rat catcher, draw my card, and put this over here. Then I have a ranger, which I can flip this, and then I'll get to draw 5 cards. And then I will play a port, and then I will play an amulet. I will choose to trash a card. I don't want no dungeon anymore. I have 6. I'll take a hireling.
Ooh. Alright, I'm going to call forth my rat catcher. He's caught a little rat and had some copper that I don't want. Then I'm going to play a rat catcher and a rat catcher. Put those on my mat, and then I've got 4. I'm going to take duplicate.
Alright, I will use my amulet to trash a copper, and then my rat catcher I will call to trash a copper. And then I'll play a port. And I'll play another port. I'll play an amulet to trash a copper. And I have 1, and I really don't want anything. So that's it.
1!
I trashed 3 coppers though.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to call forth 1 rat catcher to get rid of this copper. Then I will play a duplicate to put that on my tavern mat. And then I've got 4. And when I play this, I get a gold and a copper. With this, and 4 I shall get I'm actually going to purchase a scouting party, so I'll get another buy if I want to buy a 2 card, and I get to flip my top 5 cards, and so here we go. I get to look at them. Ben doesn't get to know what they are, but you guys do. I get to choose 2 to keep, and then I discard the rest, and I can put these on top in any order. So those will go bye-bye. And then I got 2 more left. I could buy another rat catcher. Do I want one? I guess nah, I don't want one.
Alright, with my amulet, I will trash a copper. Then I'll play a port. Then I'll play another port. And I'll play a rat catcher. Leave that there. And I'll play an amulet. I will gain a silver. With that, I will then play a ranger, which flips that, and then a hireling. What a hireling does is, at the start of each of your turns, for the rest of the game, draw 1 card.
Ooh.
So now my hands will have a starting hand of 6. And then I have 1 coin, that's it.
Alright, I'm calling forth my rat catcher to trash this copper. Then I'll play a duplicate. And then I'll get 6. I'm going to get a hireling.
Alright, so I have 3 effects that I'm going to trigger right now. The first one will be hireling to draw 1 card. The second one will be amulet to trash a copper. The third one will be rat catcher to trash a copper. And then I will play a port, a port, a port, a port, and then the rat catcher can go back there. I'll play an amulet to gain 1 coin, and then I'll have 3. Take another silver.
Oh, you playing all your cards?
I am.
Oh, crap. Alright. I will play a Ranger. I will get dropped 5 cards because I flipped that over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I drew 2 action cards, which kind of stunk, but I did get a lot of treasure. Got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Damn.
I will get a province for 8, so I have, what, 5 left?
Yes, you do.
And with 5, I shall take 5. I want. Take. Oh, I don't know what I want, Ben. What should I buy?
A curse.
I don't want a curse. I'm gonna get a giant.
That's not very nice.
Why not?
Alright, I will get to draw my card for Hireling, and then my amulet effect will be to gain a silver. And then I'll play a port. And I'll play another port. And another port to draw that silver. And then amulet to gain a silver. And then another port to gain that silver. I have 8. I will take a province.
Alright, I'm going to play a hireling, so at the start of each of my turns now I get a card 2. And then I've got 2, and I get a gold and a copper. Now I'm going to use duplicate to get another gold. And I've got another 6 here. With 6 I shall take gold.
Alright, I will draw an extra card. And then I will gain 1 coin. And I'll play a port, a port, a port, a port, and then I'll play an amulet for an additional 1 coin. And then I've got a total of 8. I will take a province.
Oh crap, he got 1 too. Alright, it's the start of my turn, so my hireling triggers. I will get 1 card. Alright. Then I go rat catcher, rat catcher, rat catcher. 3 of them.
Oh, snap.
Boom. We're going to be catching a lot here, as you can see. Then I shall play a ranger for the buy, and I flip that over. And then I've got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. I will buy a province. And then with my 4 that's left, I'm going to get... I'm going to do a scouting party, and I'll see what my next 5 are. Alright, you are up. I don't want anything else.
Alright, I will draw a card for my hireling, and then I'll gain a silver with my amulet. Then I'll play a port to draw a card, and then a ranger. This flips, and I draw 5 more. 1,
Oh crap.
2, 3, 4, 5. Port, I'll draw that. Amulet to gain a silver, and then a port to draw that silver. And then a port just to laugh at you. Ha. And I've got 12. I will take a province, and I will take with another 4 a ranger.
Okay, to draw a card with hireling. Then I shall choose bring 2 rat catchers to trash 2 coppers. And then a whole bunch I will buy. I will buy a scouting party first to check my top.
Oh.
And then I will buy a province with what's left.
Oh no!
Oh no, they fell! Game over!
2 left. Alright, I will trigger my hireling first to draw an extra card, and then I will gain a silver with my amulet. And then I'll play a port. You know what I'm going to play after my port, Zach?
What?
A port.
Oh gosh.
Guess what's coming next?
A port?
Yeah. Guess what's coming next? A port. Guess what's coming next? A ranger! Then I'll play an amulet to gain a silver. And I've got 8. province.
Okay. My hireling triggers.
I could call forth that rat catcher, but nah, no thanks.
Then I get one action. Do I want to? No, I don't. I will play. Hold on. I'm gonna play my rat catcher. Get a card in action. Oh, maybe I will. Okay. Let's see what I want to do now. Okay, I'm gonna play a giant. Turn your journey token over. It starts face up. There we go. It's now face up. If it's face down, I'd only get a coin. If it's face up, I'm getting 5 coins. Then each other player reveals the top card of his deck.
It's province.
Okay. Trash it
gain a
if it
curse.
costs a 3 through 6. Otherwise, they discard it and gain a curse.
You just won the game with that.
I think I did. I was hoping for that. Then,
By 1
I
point.
play my treasures.
By 1 point.
5, 6, 7, 8. I get a gold and a copper since I gained that. And then I will buy the last province.
You will win this by 1 point.
I think I did. I calculated that when I was looking at it. Like, if I can't buy the province, though, if I can get the last province, I will get the curse. Though if you would have just trashed a card, I guess we would have what, tied?
Huh?
Who was first? I was first, so you would have won.
Yeah,
It was a
but
tie.
yeah. Darn.
That was a very close game, neck and neck. All right, 24 points.
23.
Woo! Magic Finkus!
I'm playing rat catcher to trash this curse.
Oh no!
Even though you can't do that.
That might have been our. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Take your damn curse.
Damaging our curse cards.
You deserve it.
That was
That was
probably our
mean.
closest game yet. I think on the show at least.
That was all luck. I'm calling it.
I loved my strategy.
Mine was so much better.
I don't know. Somebody got a curse card.
Out of like 1 in like 10 chance.
It was. I enjoyed that game. This set's actually
was a
really
good
fun.
set.
Both times we've played this set, it's been really fun and like close, neck and neck.
I like the last one better.
Yeah,
I
well,
crushed you.
Yeah, but it was still. Neither of us knew who won. You were just kind of like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Hopeful.
I knew I won after the game ended.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know as the game was going though. You were like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway,
Let's
so
get to our first card.
yeah, so let's start hitting the cards.
Rat catcher.
So this gives you a card, an action, and then you put this on your tavern mat. Then at the start of your turn, you may call this to trash a card from your hand.
I think
Very
it's a
nice
great
two-card.
2 card.
This is really good. I mean,
If you want to go catch some rats, I mean,
I don't know
Boom.
if this in Chapel were in, I might still pick Chapel, but this has a certain advantage over Chapel, whereas you can.
I think you pick
You can
Chapel early,
save
and then
this,
you
yeah.
get this to get rid of Chapel.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And then once you put this on your tab mat, you never have to worry
The
about
thing
it.
I really like about this is you can set it on your mat. So even like say you had a hand with this in it, but all the other cards were good, you don't have to trash any of them, and you can't with this one. But it sits off to the side,
Yeah.
out of your deck, and then when you need to
Ready.
trash a card at the beginning of your turn, boom. So it makes it very efficient to get rid of a card, and I really like that. I had 3 of these, and that was paying off really well, I thought.
I didn't need 3 of them.
Yeah, but the only problem I could see with this is drawing them and not being able to play them, so you
Yeah.
gotta keep that in mind.
But chances are,
Yeah, I didn't have that problem with mine.
at least in this set, there aren't many.
I could have done that with the Ranger card that was letting me draw
Yeah.
a bunch. I could have picked some of these up and they would have been useless cards at that point. So keep that in mind when you go to buy them. But otherwise, really good trash card, especially if you get 2 in the beginning. I forget the last game we played. I don't think I downgraded, but I could see maybe downgrading 3 depending on what's out there. Because in a way, this could be better than a silver in the beginning of the game to get rid of the coppers. Though the purchasing power of a silver is pretty good.
Yeah.
So it depends what you want to go. You didn't? Did you go these this game?
I picked 1 up.
Okay, so I know the last game we played.
I
don't
played
think
it
you
like
liked these.
twice, and then it stayed on my tab mat for the rest of the game, which I was
Okay.
perfectly happy with.
Well, you can talk about Amulet because
I
that's the
love
one you.
this card.
I actually went this card too last game we played. That was a really good card.
So what Amulet does is now and at the start of your next turn, choose one of the following. +1 coin, or trash a card from your hand, or gain a silver. So this one is really, really nice because I used it to rapidly trash my entire deck of coppers and estates. They were just gone fast. And then once I didn't need to trash anything, I could either choose to gain a coin or gain a silver, in which...
So after you're done trashing, you still can get value out of this card. Whether you need more higher treasure cards with the gain of silver, which does lose a little bit of power, I see, if you play with colonies and platinums.
Yeah, but
in a set like this, silvers are still good.
And, I was able to gain a ton of silvers quickly and gain pretty much my whole hand almost every turn, which was nifty.
Yeah, the +1 coin isn't like, it's not super great,
but
like if you just need one more coin a turn, or if you don't have anything more trash,
the fact that it's a duration card, because you could just, it's sitting out there in front of you, and then at the start of your next turn you go, you know what would make this hand great? Gaining one more copper. But you know what? I don't have a single draw card. Oh, I have Amulet.
Yeah,
Boom.
So you get that choice. So I remember I had the choice several times where I could trash a card, but I just needed that one coin to get something, so that ended up helping.
I had that happen to me a couple times too, and I chose to trash the card rather than gain a card up most of the time, because it's like...
Oh, and I've used it to gain a silver too, for like... I actually used it in this.
It's a very good universal card because of the fact that it's choices.
We were talking about this and compared it to Steward, where it's another 3 card that gives you 3 different options to go with.
Steward's okay in my book now.
Yeah, I remember the first time.
But Amulet is way better than Steward in my opinion.
I like that it's duration, so it sits out, and it still has another effect. I don't feel like any of these are as powerful, because Steward gets 2 cards trashed.
Gets 2 cards trashed.
This still gets 2 if you want over time.
So the reason I like this better is because if you have Steward, you could have 1 card you want to get rid of, but you have another card that or the rest of your hand you really want to keep. So you can't really trash that 1 card.
The one thing this is missing that Steward has is the 2 cards. That could be a big game changer in some players' books. I know I couldn't. If Steward and Amulet were out, I'd have to really see what the rest of the cards are.
Yeah.
Because it also depends like how quick, because this is still a little slower, I think, than Steward, just because with the duration, it's still 1 card, but it's a little more, you're still trashing more over time. It's just Steward, we'd have to play with both and see which one was quicker. But I do like Amulet. This is actually one of my probably favorite cards out of the set so far. That and Ratcatcher are both really good trash cards. The thing we've noticed with this set is there's a lot of like
good cards
to trash or shuffle through. Like Dungeon. Dungeon's another good one. You had this one.
I had this one, but then I got rid of it because it was not useful.
I actually haven't bought this one in any of our games, I think.
So what it does, it gives you 1 action, so you can play another action after this. And then it's now at the start of your next turn, draw 2 cards, and then discard 2 cards. So it allows you to cycle through your crappy cards. So if you have a lot of those, it's good to get through them. I trashed mine because I no longer had any crappy cards, and I was just like, eh.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't have any victory cards. Each of my coppers, I was either going to trash, or I was just going to use them that turn. I mean, I didn't need to shuffle through them. Since you could trash them easily, Dungeon wasn't as necessary in this set, but I could still see value in it if you can't trash or if you want to.
I might have kept this, knowing that what was coming was I was going to be buying a lot of provinces and silvers, and I might not have needed them as opposed to other things. So maybe if I were to go back, I would have kept this one a little bit longer. Maybe just not played it or something. Maybe
you were drawing your whole thing
but towards the end there, like I drew a hand where I had 4, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So I had to buy Ranger, but if I would have had Dungeon in it, I might have been able to get further along.
I definitely like Dungeon, especially because it is a duration. If this was just one go, but since it's sitting out there, and the next turn you have that option, very nice. Very good deck to get through cards. I like that.
Ranger.
Ooh.
So this is a very interesting card because 50% of the time it gives you 1 buy,
which is for a 4 card
pretty bad. Yeah.
But every other time +5 cards. That's nice. Well, Hunting Grounds is what? 5 cards?
4.
Oh, it's 4 cards?
Yeah.
That's a 6 one. So this, in a way, especially if you would have had another one of these in your engine
towards the end.
Yeah, you could definitely pretty much every turn maybe
just
draw
go
5 cards.
Boom, 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 boom.
And because Giant was in too, that could flip this token. So the more you can get this token flipping to get the effect back, very good. Even early on, when you first play this, you're not going to get the 5 cards. But when I got the 5 cards, it gave me 7. And I could have done a lot with 7 in the beginning. 'Cause when I had that 7, I was just debating, like, what do I even do with this 7? I went the Treasure Trove, which we'll talk about when we get further along. And then with the 2, I picked up another Ratcatcher, because I was like, I can trash more. But you could, in this set, do a Scouting Party.
I never picked that up.
Yeah.
Just wasn't useful.
Should we talk about that now, since it's an event? And we'll talk about the next one.
Yeah.
So Scouting Party is one of those events. You can pretty much at any time spend 2. I really like this event. It's very. I feel very.
It's good if you have a lot of crappier cards.
I think it's so cheap. I think it's so cheap that it's so easy to spend 2 and just go. Oh,
I didn't have
look.
the spare money though this game.
Yeah, that's true. I had to spare money a lot where I could either pick up more rat catchers, which I was just like, I don't need anymore. I mean, they're not going to take up room, but I don't really need them. Ooh, I'll take a look at my next hand and try to stack it to be really good. Because even though a few of those, like I actually drew a hand where I was going to get another action card, and I think I might have picked it up anyway from picking up cards or something. And I was just like, I'll just discard it and I'll set it up so I get 2 golds on top or something.
Yeah.
Instead of like the copper and another action I would have gotten. But
Yeah,
I really
had
like
a lot more coppers and stuff than because I had nothing bad in it anymore. And I could
Plus, you get a buy, which is very nice.
Yeah.
If this buy wasn't here, it might not be as good. But because, like, say you have 6 and you don't really want a 6th card, for example,
buy a 4 card.
You can buy a 4 card and still do this, which is very nice. I like that. Just do this first so you get that buy.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Let's go to Port then.
Mr. Port.
It's basically a village. You just get 2, which is very nice.
I think
You've used this.
I like this a lot because when you buy it, you get 2, and it's.
As somebody who prefers the engine strategy, what do you think compared to the other villages?
I think this is better than the standard village.
Yeah, because this is 4.
Well,
yeah.
it has the exact like. Would you pay?
What would you compare though to the other villages that are 4? That's what I'm curious about. Because it doesn't have any of the benefits that those villages have.
But you gain
But
2.
you get 2 of them.
It depends on what you're going for. Sometimes you just go village for like if you go was it workers village for the +1 buy.
Yeah, sometimes you might just need that buy.
You go for the 2 actions kinda, but you mainly go for the buy. Other ones like fishing village, in which you get for the extra coin. That one's 3.
I definitely like that you get 2 of these. It makes it easier to get an engine going, I think.
I feel
that's
like
why
if you're going
this is a
for
very
action
powerful.
stacking, Port is probably the best village type card you can get because you get 2 of them per buy, and it's always nice having it. And worst case, it just replaces itself.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go these. I debated whether I should pick these up so I could do like some action stacking, but I was going big money for this one, and so I was like, I'm gonna pass on Port. It could have been very good to play all my actions, but I didn't think they'd come together with it with the amount of treasures I had. So that's why I passed on this, but definitely with an engine, very, very good.
Mm-hmm. Next up, Duplicate.
I love this card. This is one of my favorites
I like
in the set. Oh, we've got a. I really like the ability to just like pretty much clone
wait
the card
until
that you
wait till you
get
a
that
good
card you really want, and you know that you probably want a second one of. This is very good, and it's only 4. It's not that bad.
The fact is, you can put on your Tethermat and then use it the same turn. So, I think I love this. It's a really good card. I was saddened that I couldn't pick one up.
Yeah, you especially had a lot of actions at this. I think you definitely should have maybe bought one.
I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
I was busy making my engine with stuff.
Mm-hmm. I could see this though. It's so good, and like even if it's just on its own, like for mine it would have been good. I could have seen it good with yours.
Yep.
That's what I really like about this card. So I definitely see myself probably when this is out picking it up a lot. Especially, I mean, like I didn't want the port, and I already had a Ranger. I didn't want it anymore, so it was like I'll pick up a duplicate.
Yeah.
Why not? I definitely would pick out
your
of the
strategy is
2.
good with Duplicate.
I'd pick out of the 2 maybe Ranger just because I knew I wanted the 5 cards with my big money, but I could see 2 as a first buy, maybe 2 to get like start that early.
Yeah.
The duplicate process.
Next up, Distant Lands.
Why we didn't do this card this game? We have had it before,
and
it's
I bought
very interesting.
all of them last time.
Yeah. So the last time we played this set, his strategy was to go the Distant Lands. And then buy all the duchies, which ended up beating all my provinces.
I bought all the Distant Lands and all the duchies.
Now, he pretty much did the same strategy, he just didn't have the Distant Lands include this time, I think.
I didn't have the Distant Lands, and I really didn't have, like, the Duplicate. I don't know what I did differently this time. I think Duplicate was a key thing in that other one.
Okay. Yeah.
I think by the time
I think you had a little more higher money, too.
In the last one, yeah. I had a little bit better draws, too.
You were able to get...
I got a gold or something like that.
Because on some turns you had 10 and you picked up 2 of these.
I got a giant early. That's what happened last time.
Yeah. So what you did on your last strategy was you picked up 2 of these with 10, which in a way is
we never even
better than
explained
promise.
what this does.
Oh yeah, we should mention it. So what happens with the Distant Lands is it's an action card, and it just says put it on your tavern mat.
And it's also a victory card. And it's worth 4 points if it's on your tavern mat. But if it's not worth a single point.
So, you definitely gotta compare it to the Duchy because they're both the same. This is 1 point more, but you have to have the action to get it here. I thought about it, but I'm like...
But with my massive port strategy, I could have picked these up and easily
done it. For me, my actions were pretty valuable because I wasn't getting that many. So picking one of these up, I was like... That's sacrificing playing another card to get the 4 points.
Yeah.
Because when I see this, I'm going to be like, I just wasted all that money for a potential 4 points. I need to take the 4 points. And that could stop me from getting a province.
I feel Distant Lands is a great engine card.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you're not using the actions...
Or if there's if you're not going engine, but you have a port, so you can play this and another card.
You love dropping those cards. I just bought this. Go pick it up. Let's see. The Duchy... Yeah, I'd probably still go Duchy most times, unless you're doing an engine with Distant Lands. But otherwise, I definitely like the concept of Distant Lands.
Yeah.
It's a fun one. Plus the artwork I kind of like. That's cool. Alright, Giant. This is actually a really cool... this is basically like Saboteur.
Yep, but it's, I think, a bit better.
Yeah, you know what? I picked this over Saboteur most times. The only thing is this one does not hurt the provinces as much as Saboteur, which is a sigh of relief, because when I saw Saboteur in, and when you lose a province...
That's a 3 or higher, right? It's not 3 to 6.
Yeah, it's 3 or higher, so basically you can lose any card that's higher, so you can't lose your colonies, stuff. That just hurts. And that could be a huge setback in a 2-player game. Like, that could cost you the game when somebody flips your province and you lose it. Because...
Bad things can happen.
But, so this card is another one that turns your journey token over. Now, if it's face down, you only get 1 coin, which... But if it's face up, 5 coins. I compared... For me, I felt the 5 cards was better.
Yeah.
Than the 5 coins from this one.
For me, I wanted to get a giant. But I never got the 5 coins to get the giant.
Now, the attack is still pretty good. It's a Saboteur. If it's 3 to 6, they trash that card.
Otherwise,
now, the nice thing is, that card's gone, so it's more like Knight and stuff like that. Whereas Saboteur, they could still get something a little weaker if they wanted. Otherwise, it's a victory card. You get a curse.
No, if it's anything
anything else.
That's not 3 to 6.
Oh, okay.
So
if it is a victory card like a Duchy, then
that's trashed.
So this is even a good first buy in a way, because
I can see it. Yeah,
because you can. If the chances are they'll flip coppers, and that's curses.
And if I flip one of their good cards, it's gone.
I love that. I thought of that. I'm like, oh, how perfect would it be to win by 1 point because I gave him a curse the giant, and then it pulled off. So I definitely really liked Giant to add that in. It was nice. Plus the 5 coins was good. Hey, that's payback for your game. We played the set before, and he used Giant on me a lot, and I didn't even have one. And he was just like, trash your good card, trash your... Here's some curses. I'm like... Now, the curses didn't slow me down so much in that one, but in this one, you're just getting stuck with them. Or how close we were. That hurt. Treasure Trove.
I have never bought this card yet. I played it like 2 or 3 times, and I've never bought it.
I love it.
I'm not a big money player.
Yeah, you're more of an engine player. I've always been more of the higher treasure cards with a few actions. Now, Treasure Trove is basically a silver, and when you play it, you get a gold and a copper. Now, getting more coppers, unless you can get rid of them, is kind of bad. But I can see this definitely being a first buy to start getting the golds early.
Yeah.
Now, for this set, I feel this card lasts throughout the set the whole time. Because you can get rid of your trash so easily.
Yeah.
That, and even if you couldn't, just think about it. With a duplicator, I was able to get 2 golds. I made this card so much better because I was getting 2 golds and stuff. So that made Treasure Trove so worth it, I felt. And so I'd be curious what other strategies you could do with Treasure Trove, just because it was so good to get all those golds. And I definitely feel like that gave my strategy a lot of power.
Yeah.
And I know when we played the last set, that's pretty much kept me up with your set.
Yeah.
In this one, I think it pushed me a little over, just because I had the purchasing power a little earlier.
Yeah.
But Treasure Trove is definitely another one of my favorite cards, probably. It's one of my favorite treasure cards they've added to the game.
I see it being really good. I've never picked it up, but I can see it being very useful.
It's kind of like Horde, where we really like Horde just because you can get golds with your victory cards at that point. this one's another one where it's just very nice, and it's each time you play it, so it's like you get the option to take a gold. Now the only problem is when you play it, you pretty much, to get the 2 coins, you have to play it, and then you have to take the gold and the copper. So you have to choose whether that's worth it. Most times you're getting a gold though, so it's like, ooh, it's just the coppers are kind of slowing you down too. And then the last one,
probably my favorite
Your
edition
favorite,
so
yeah.
far. I love this card.
this is a pretty
Hireling.
interesting card.
Essentially, what it does is for the rest of the game, it increases your starting hand size by 1.
And that can be really powerful. I picked one up to keep up with him, because I was like, ooh.
And
Plus the one card's
they
nice.
stack. So if you have 3 hirelings out, you get the starting hand size of 8.
So the more of these you can play, probably the
better.
Yeah, but the thing is, it costs 6 to
6.
do that, so you have to debate whether it's more worth the gold or the hireling. I picked one up just so I could keep up with you.
Yeah.
But then I kept going to gold so I could have the purchasing power. Of the
Well, you got
products.
your golds easily from Treasure Trove.
Yeah. So, I mean, I probably could have picked up another one of these, and that would have been really interesting.
So the cool thing with hireling is anytime you play a card that's like Throne Room or King's Court.
Oh, yeah, we read that. Because that happened in our game the
In one
other
game,
night.
there's a game in this where you can duplicate a card. Or
Yeah,
not
it's basically a throne room,
yeah.
and he played this on it. And he's like, "Well, what do I do now?" The throne room's out for the rest of the game, but he gets 2 more cards.
Yeah,
on
so
it.
essentially,
You were playing yesterday where it was with this card, you had like 5 of them out with the throne rooms.
I had essentially 5 copies of this.
So
Even
you
though-
were getting hands of 10 while I was getting hands of 6, and that definitely hurt me, you having 10 cards each round, because he's able to go through a lot quicker.
Just
and
imagine a
use them.
King's Court on this. It's now times 3. And imagine 2 King's Courts.
So that's definitely a time
Yeah.
where hireling is better than a gold.
Yeah.
If
those
very
are in-
interesting card. I like that.
I'd say if there's any card that allows you to play a card from your hand and then play it twice or something like King's Court or Throne Room, hireling and that is just going to be an almost unstoppable combo.
I liked that. I think the thing I like about this set, and this is a set that comes in the book.
Yeah, this is the beginner's set. So
very fun set to get you into the cards. They're not too difficult, especially if you played with all the sets. Now, if you're somebody who's coming to the game for the first time after playing the base game, they can be a little more complicated. But for somebody who's been experienced like us in playing the game, this was a very nice change up in pace for the game. It gave something really new.
Yeah, definitely a lot.
I loved it. This was probably one of my favorite sets that we've played in a while, just because it was so interesting. Plus, both games, me and you have done completely different strategies, and still they've been fun and
pretty close.
Pretty close.
This one was 1 turn, 1 point.
Yeah. The other one, even though it was just interesting coming out where I had all the problems, but you still beat me because you had the duchies and the distant lands, and I had a feeling that was going to happen because I'm like, oh, I probably should pick one of these up, but I needed more action. So it's just very interesting to see the different strategies that compare. So for you guys out there, let us know what strategy you guys tried with this set, because it's been pretty fun. I'd love to hear what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
For starting cards, what would you start out with? Because, okay, have you got the 5-2 split yet?
No, if I got the 5-2, definitely Giant and Ratcatcher by Occupy.
Yeah, Ratcatcher for sure.
I think you'd go Treasure Trove, wouldn't you?
I might go Treasure Trove, but Giant also is a very good one. Just because of what my strategy was, if I was sticking with my strategy, I'd pick up the Treasure Trove. I just basically picked up Giant because I'm like, I don't want another Treasure Trove. Distant Lands I wasn't going to be able to play properly. I'll pick up a Giant. Who knows? Maybe I'll get an effect in and hopefully it's good. And turns out it was. So, basic thoughts of the whole expansion so far for what we've played. Even though we haven't played 6 of the cards. I don't think any of them are major. It's just one of the upgrade cards we haven't played with. You guys didn't see this game, but we'll show you one of the upgrade cards in a future game. Where it's basically you get to play it, and then when you play the card, you can choose to get the next level of the card and keep going and keep progressing. So what do you think, Ben?
I really like this expansion. I think it's well up there on my list. I don't know where it is up there, but it's one of probably my top 3 or 4. I like the expansion. All the cards. I'm a huge fan of duration cards, and the fact that it brings in more, I'm just like, yay! And the fact that the Hireling is now one of my new favorite cards of all Dominion. I don't know. I just like that. I like the concept of the events.
Those are fun. I can see just like taking these out and playing, not even with these cards.
Yeah, they don't anytime.
Events.
Yeah.
Like, that's just fun. Like I could even say playing with new people and just pulling these out and playing with them. What do you got?
Box.
Oh yeah, why not? This has been fun. What I think of this is definitely one of my favorites too. This was a very good addition. They said they weren't coming out with any more, so I'm very glad I'm happy with the addition. I'm not just like,
I don't think I've played with a card in this set that we haven't liked.
Yeah, just like, even though it might not have been useful that game, it's been interesting to play with. Like, I haven't had a card that I just, like, loathe. I mean, there's not many cards in Dominion I loathe, but most of them I'm just excited to buy and play, and I can think of a
Chancellor.
strategy. Yeah, like Chancellor, everybody gets excited to buy a Chancellor, but some of these, it's very exciting to buy and play. And I just like the reserve cards are probably one of my favorite type of cards right now, just because you get to save them and pull them later. Duration cards, they're not my favorite card. I hate them more in bigger games with more people.
That's true.
Just because also those people need to keep track for them, and most of the time when we play, our family as a whole trouble keeping track of the duration cards, so that can be a pain.
Especially when we play with new people too.
Yeah, duration cards are not easy for new
Like
people.
even if they have experience with it, when we throw one duration in, their minds get blown.
And in this set, there were 3 to worry about.
Yeah.
So the more maybe
plus reserves.
yeah, and
So I'd
reserves.
say this isn't a set.
It
for,
wouldn't be the first one
No.
I'd buy.
It's-
I mean, if you're a gamer though, and
Yeah.
you're used to playing games
yeah,
and stuff,
if you like-
maybe one after the base. I definitely still recommend base first.
Mhm.
I mean, you have to buy the base unless you buy the base cards with
Yeah.
this.
Um,
I wouldn't recommend this as the first.
This I feel for beginners is not a good set because of the fact that there's the duration cards, which you have to remember, the reserves, which you have to remember that they're on your mat, and you have to remember to put them on your mat. I feel this is more of a medium to advanced player.
Yeah, I think more experienced submitting players will like this a lot more than the beginner. As we've been playing for a couple of years now, this was a great buy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Dark Ages I like, but this one I feel like I got a lot more enjoyment out of it right away than
Yeah.
Dark Ages. I mean, I still like
Dark
Dark
Ages
Ages.
is a little bit more confusing, but like there's a lot
Yeah.
more stuff.
I don't know. It was just like these cards just interested me more than Dark Ages' cards, and maybe I don't know. It's just like this is. I don't know. It's just fun. I like these cards. They're a good set.
I feel if you know what you're doing and you want to pick up a new set, Adventures is the definite. You must buy this set.
Yeah, and I mean, if you were like us and had all the other sets already, don't skip out on this
Yeah.
one. You'll be missing out.
This is a good pick.
If you were going to pick up one expansion, would you say make this the one, or would you still recommend another one over it? I'd still recommend maybe Prosperity or Hinterlands over it, just because one, Prosperity adds the colonies and the platinums, which change up the gameplay.
Depends on
Hinterlands because it's also an easy expansion, but still the cards are fun.
Yeah.
These are still fun, but they're a little more difficult than Hinterlands. So I may still
Yeah.
I'd throw Hinterlands over because like when I go to play with friends who haven't played a lot, I'll take the base set, but then I'll also bring Hinterlands I found,
Yeah.
and because it's still easy for them to get.
Yeah, I feel like if you're deciding your first expansion, might not be your first expansion, but if
Maybe after, maybe
second expansion,
I'd get this over any of the smaller expansions. And then
maybe not. I don't know if money's an issue.
Yeah.
Guilds is
More
probably
cards is always
Guilds is probably my favorite small expansion,
Mm-hmm.
and I think both me and you agree. Even though it's small, it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I definitely like that this was added a new layer to the game. It wasn't just more cards. Because at first I was thinking, I was like, what are they adding to the game? But they definitely added some cool concepts, and probably some of my favorite yet.
So how are we gonna get the cards back in the box now that you closed the box?
Magic! Anyway, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. We apologize if you had trouble seeing the cards. When it's up on GoKo, we'll be randoming that in.
Yeah.
For now, we'll have to see how we play with this in the future. Next episode might be another one of these. It might just be about us back on GoKo playing with the other cards. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. If you want to see another game of adventures,
Let us
comment
know.
below, and
Leave a
that's
like.
what we'll do.
Leave a like and subscribe. There should be some more, if not already. There's going to be some other game stuff coming to the channel. It's just going to be like some specials of some other games we played. Like we did a HeroScape game, if you guys know that game. That will be coming out. Some other stuff. So let us know if there's a game that you enjoy playing. If we have it, we might just play it and post it on the channel so you guys can see. But yeah, there'll be more Dominating Dominion coming your way. So stay tuned, everybody.
If there's a set of 10 you want us to play with, post it below. If you want to see another game of adventures, post it below. If you don't like the fact that we had to go with the normal cards, post it below and we'll go back to GoCo. Other than that, I think that's about it. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.